Movie premieres are, to a large extent, still a novel idea in Nigeria, in spite of a boom in the industry that has lasted for close to 30 years. However, public viewers and viewing of movies and other locally sourced content in its current form continues to pose a challenge to critics, many of whom believe that commercialization, rather than providing a platform for appreciation of social messaging, is the ultimate driving force. But some stakeholders are taking on this challenge head on. Ihechi Opara is the founder of the Movie in the Park experience, an initiative which seeks to push the borders of public movie viewing in Nigeria. Well, he joins us now to discuss his many plans to host his outdoor movie screening event in Nigeria, the motivations behind the idea, and the investment in Nigeria's entertainment industry, and all the many challenges that go along with it. Well, it's good to have you in the studio with us today.
Good to have. Thank you for having me. Yeah. Thank you for having me. Good afternoon.
All right, so this is nice news. It's nice to have movies and not talk about, the terrible everyday things that one experiences in Nigeria. This is one of the more pleasurable ones. So movie night, is it open to the public? When will it be? Can you tell us how and why you created this experience, or you think this experience is necessary?
Yeah, so I've been in Lagos for a long time, right? And I've been such a go-out person, such an extrovert. And I figure that there's not many places people go to with their loved ones, their friends, or their families. And I've always been a lover of movies. So this idea came majorly from what I see in American movies or movies made out of the country, where people go out and see movies outdoor, under the stars, at the park, at the beach, So last year we decided to start the Movie in the Park experience, where we just get people to come out, watch a movie under the stars, have lots of local food, and just an entire, movie experience that we want to curate for people that is different from what they're accustomed to, going to the cinema and all of that. So yeah, that's just the idea of it, just to give people a different movie viewing experience, and help them bond with their friends, their family, and of course their partners, loved ones, all of that.
Well, like you said, this is not the first edition, of Movie in the Park experience. So can you tell us what the turnout was like at the very first edition?
Right.
What were some of the challenges you faced? How did you navigate those challenges?
This question is crazy, because every time I hear this question, I remember how the first edition went.
The trauma.
And how sad I was at the end of the first one. It was so bad. I lost so much money. I took a lot of money from my dad. Wow. Right? And then everything went crazily, I lost a lot of money. And then the second edition came and there was some progress. I was able to make a lot back. Back to your questions, we've had 6 editions. We had 6 editions last year. This is the 7th edition, right? We had 4 editions at the park, 1 edition at the beach, and 1 edition at the stadium in partnership with the Ministry of Youth in Oyo State. So the challenges was bad. Challenges were crazy. The first edition, we didn't have brand sponsors, of course, and there's so little things that ticketing can cover. And one of the major factors, one of the major tenets of Movie in the Park experience is we want to make it affordable. We want people to go to the cinema and pay 3K and not want them to come here and pay 10K. So the first edition, I think I charged 2,000 naira for a ticketing fee. And this covered for your movie experience, all the giveaways, the free snacks, the free drinks, it covered for all of that, right? So now we charge 3,000 naira, but that still doesn't cover for anything, even the park space or the screen or the sound.
Yeah,
you know how these things go. So yeah, it was crazy doing the first one without brand sponsors. So this was a major challenge because I had to use all of my savings to make this happen.
Well, it's good that, with the third time is the charm, I guess. Well, you've done it 4 times?
6 times. This is the 7th one.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
And it seems like you're a bit of a romantic, because this is a bit of a romantic idea, right? Going out and watching movies under the stars in this Nigeria under stars.
Yes. That's what I imagined it to be. People coming out with their loved ones and whatever. But as the edition went by, I figured it was not really that much of a romance thing anymore. It became a thing where a lot of friends come out to just chill.
Which kind of leads me to my next question.
Tell me.
Did you have touts in the park? How do you deal with individuals who, living in public spaces?
Right.
Now you decide to, use their land. You know how they are.
Trust me, I understand.
Is that part of the cost that you incurred, or do you invite them to join in as well? Or how does that work?
It's funny that whenever we draw our budgeting for every edition of the movie in the park experience, we budget for settling. I don't want to say this, but like the street boys and the street men, we budget for settling them because I mean, if you don't settle them, it's not going to work out.
Destroy.
And we always strive on describing the movie in the park experience as a family-friendly experience. So even after we've settled these people outside, some people still kind of infiltrate somehow, and you see people smoking and whatever. So we do a lot of things to try to curb this excesses that happen so that we can maintain that very family-friendly environment that we're trying to curate for our guests.
So can you talk to us more about the security arrangements? Keeping out all the street boys that you talked about and keeping the people that will be part of the experience safe.
Great. So I'm going to start again. So thankfully, when we started the Movie in the Park experience, the first agency that we got to believe in our dream and our vision is the Lagos State Parks and Gardens Agency. And of course, they have their internal security, but we don't fully depend on this. Aside this, we have some members of the police force that we write to and get them to come there. We also have the mobile security men. We have bouncers. So we try to reach people from different security agencies to make sure that every security is well catered for, at the venue, at every experience that we curate.
And with the movies, I'm a big movie fan myself.
Tell me too.
So what kind of movies do you premiere? Are they Nigerian ones? Do you have Bollywood? Or do you have like 2 for 2? Do you do 2 movies back to back for the price of one? Like what can people experience?
The thing is, we'd definitely love to show all of these movies and screen a variety of movies from different countries, but we pride ourselves in promoting the music and the film culture, majorly the film culture. So all the editions that we've had, we've only shown movies from Nigeria.
Okay.
Right. And we always have a theme for every movie in the park experience, and the movie that we show reflects our theme. For the Halloween edition, we showed Madam Koin Koin, Lady Koin Koin, right?
I love
so that's a Nigerian local story promoting the local, even though it's a local myth, right? But it's the local story that we tell. We have the vintage edition right now on Sunday, and we're showing a Nollywood classic like everybody would love to see. So how do we get the movies? Of course, we contact the producers of these movies, the filmmakers. We get the proper copyright. We get the permission before we show. We don't just, infringe, or pirate this movie. Is right.
Okay, so you talked about brand sponsorship. How easy has it been to get brand sponsorship?
Look, like I said, after the first one where I used like my money to do this, and the second one that was still a bit of a struggle, right? From the third edition to now, I mean, it's a lot of turning down brands and say, oh, sorry, we can't take this amount.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been great. We've had, can I mention the names? Of course, I can mention the names. We've had Nigerian Breweries, for example, sponsor from our third edition up to now. In fact, signed a contract for the entire year.
Awesome.
We've had different fintech companies. We've had drink companies. We have lots of, in fact, right now, the entire event is financed by a brand. They're doing lots of giveaways, lots of giveaways, lots of snacks for free, lots of drinks for free, everything under the price of 3K.
So where do you plan on taking this? Because obviously you have a vision, and you're quite an energetic youth, So where do you plan on taking it? Is it going to be all over the country, or are you going to be doing Nigerian outdoor movies in foreign lands? You can pay me for that idea later.
Do you know that is such an interesting idea that I have never thought of? You're so smart.
I will give you my account details. Or what do you plan on taking this your brand?
Right. So dream was to do this, and I, honestly speaking, did not think too far when we started. But as it started to grow, the dream started to grow as my horizon started to increase. So last year, December was the first time we went out of Lagos, and we did this in the partnership with the Ministry of Youth in Oyo. So of course, this year we plan to do more cities. We plan to go to Abuja, to Port Harcourt. So when we've conquered Nigeria, hopefully, right, we would, of course, extend into other African countries. And of course, out of Africa, showing Nigerian movies, because we're promoting the Nigerian culture. And Nigerian movies are such a delight to watch.
They are.
Definitely. So is it going to be a monthly thing, bi-monthly? How often are you going to be hosting such experiences?
So we plan for it to be once every quarter. So one in August right now, one in April, one in August, one for Halloween, which is going to be aesthetic, because we observed that people thoroughly were immersed in the Halloween experience that we curated last year. So always a Halloween edition and a December edition. But in between, we plan to do a lot of exclusive events, maybe for brands, or partnership with a few individuals who want to do something, but for public ones, and of course, other experiences in between that.
And you know, it's nice to have different spaces to engage within Nigeria to do things. But let's ask about you, Opara.
Tell me.
Who are you? Can we know you? How?
Okay, true. Just
what is your background?
Right.
What got you into this? Are you into the entertainment or movie scene? Were you once an actor who decided that maybe making money outside of what got you into this?
First of all, I studied law.
Oh, great.
At the University of Ibadan. I'm supposed to be in law school right now. In fact, I got the admission for law school. I'm like, ugh, I'm not going. Right.
Probably because you're making money now.
Maybe, I don't know. But I got the admission, I just thought, nah, I'm not going. I decided not to. But while I was in the university, actually, I finished secondary school in 2015 for UI. I got admission instantly. But we're supposed to resume in 2016. So from 2015, I think sometime in August, before we resumed in February 2016, 2015 August, before we resumed in 2016, I interned in a magazine. And this opened my eyes to so much. I did so much in media. I did a lot of presenting. I auditioned for something, got a gig to present a show. So I did a number of presenting. I was on 2 TV shows that I hosted. I did radio. I worked on Inspiration FM for, I think, 3 years. So I did a few things. Then when it was time to resume school, I was out of school a lot, because I had other things that I was doing, other engagements and whatever. So around my final year, I got bored of that. I got bored. I don't, not like I've conquered a milestone or whatever, but I just got bored of being in front of the camera, and I wanted to be behind the camera a lot, right? So it was from here that, I think it was in my final year of school that I decided, October 2021, when I was still in my final year, that I decided that I wanted to do movie in the park experience. Actually, was having lunch with my friend when we spoke about this, and I was like, it's going to happen. The first edition happened either February or March, and the first one happened in February.
Well, earlier you talked about also promoting, the music, Nigerian music, and also are we likely to see maybe a musical movie in the park experience anytime soon?
So the music we're promoting is, so after the movie ends, people don't like to go home, if you know this. Nigerians like to have a good time. Have a proper good time. So after the movie ends, then we have a few minutes for brands to do their giveaways and all of that. And right after that, we enter a kind of a music experience, which goes till like midnight before people then leave the park. So we have our Nigerian celebrity DJs who give us music, a lot of good music. We have a ton of DJs, take the deck and then take us to where we want to be.
Listen, Timmy Talkback and I can cut up a rug. We need to come to this.
Absolutely should. I promise you that you would have a great time.
I'm sure we will. I'm sure we will. Well, Opara, it was really great having you in the studio.
So good talking to you too. Oh my God.
Wishing you all the best with your endeavors, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me, you guys.